I think we're back now if you see a commercial. So we will, and then hit the circle on the pad there. Yep. Sorry about that, guys. We had an internet glitch. So I'm looking for a pale German camo brown. That's green gray. I do have multiple of different color browns I could use. Let's see how pale that's got to be. You know what? Since I don't seem to have that exact color, I'm actually going to use, that's maybe a little too light. I'm going to go into my Army Painter set here and grab, I was going to go with Cobalt Skin. It's a pretty pale. Oops. My Dremel decided it wanted to turn on itself. Okay. We're going to use Cobalt Skin from War Painter. It's a very pale. It kind of closely matches the pictures, so we'll definitely use that. And we'll go from there. And we totally just lost camera. Sorry, guys. Okay, done. The YouTube, that's not the... So just do back page. That's all right. Just worry about Twitch for the most part. Anybody on? If you... Okay, well, keep going. It's always recorded for later. Okay, so we'll do a smear of that. Put that back. Clean my brush. Take a little bit. And I believe we're doing smaller horizontals as well. Or verticals. Just roughly patches. Okay. All right, so just giving it a little bit of tap here, a little tap here. Irregular patterns. Not too hard on the brush or it'll be too much. Kind of like that, but got to break it up a little bit. All right. You have sound on somewhere. Yeah, click that. No, mute that. You got to click on that. There, now it's off. It was on. Okay. So I'm just adding the brown. Probably could go a little shade darker. You know what? I'm going to add a little of the green to darken it up a little bit. go. Just a little bit darker. Make sure my brush is dry. A little bit. See how that looks on this guy. Sorry. I might actually have to go to a smaller brush or a lighter touch. Boy, it sure is warm up here today. Did we turn the air on? Good question. I'm actually sweating in my hand with that paintbrush. Our hobby room sits above our garage. It's a finished room off of our master bedroom, but it has windows on the west side, so it gets the evening sun, evening afternoon sun. So it can get a tad warm in here. Okay, so there we are. Okay, next we're going to a dark brown. So I'm going to use, for that one, I'm actually going to use a camo medium brown for that one. Or should we go a little darker on it? It's pretty dark. No. I think we're going to go darker. Even yet. With an intense chestnut or a brown leather, the chestnut, from Scale Color 75. If I can get it in this camera. And that's what we'll use. It's really watery. It's almost like a glaze. Okay. All right, so now we're just going to do little irregular patterns, and I'm actually going to switch to a smaller brush. I'm going to go to a 0 brush. Got the tip. And I'm just painting on little brown splotches. That's really watery. You know what? I think I'm going to go to a different brown. Let's try. That's chocolate brown. That's a little better. Okay. Okay. That's better. Much better. Okay. And I'm just painting that brown on there. I feel it. So I'm trying to paint. Wow, it's so warm in here. The wet palette's drying out. Okay. All right. So I'm just dabbing the green in there best I can, or the brown, excuse me. So I don't know how well it's picking up. I can't see, can you? Okay. Don, just let me know if I'm out of shot, okay? That way you don't have to lean back, Goofy. Anybody jump on yet? No? Okay. Well, it might be a very... What's that? Oh, gotcha. Sorry. On Facebook, people? So, okay. All right, so that's the brown. And now I think we go to the off-white, and they're using pallid white wish. I don't know how you say it. Flesh. It's an off-white. How do you say that? Do not laugh at me. All right then, smarty pants. It's like, is it like a leak? Like I don't know. Whatever. Some dead thing. So, all right. So I need an off-white for that. And welcome to everybody who's starting to join the podcast. Up, there's some people on Twitch. I can see it on there. Do you see it on there? Here, let me show you how to update the... Excuse me. We are in the process of... It's Erasmus. It's Erasmus. We have power and good evening. Good evening, Erasmus. I don't know why we got disconnected from the chat. Let me Go back there. Somehow we've been disconnected from the chat. 3 hours with no power, no light. Dawn is joining us, Rasmus. She is moderating the chat tonight. So you can try typing there, say something hello, and see if it'll bring you up. Or are we totally disconnected from the chat? Yeah. I was having that problem the other night using the tablet to monitor the Twitch stream. Fortunately, we can't put the Twitch on the PC because then we get the background noise from the PC, so it loops the audio. If we have Twitch up on the same computer, we have everything else up on. All right, so getting back to my dilemma of what color to use. It's not a white. I think I shall go with a drake tooth. It's this color right here. Drake tooth. You can bring it up on my phone if you need to, Dawn, if the tablet's not working. I have Twitch on my phone as well. I don't need the diagram anymore. Twitchy. Sorry, technical difficulties. I swear I turned down the volume on this thing. How do you say? There. Weird. Hello. There you go. Well, you're under St. Vitus Dance. Okay, so we're using Drake Tooth. A little bit there. Clean my brush. And can you see? No. Can you see? Okay. Too much. Don't smear the white, just tap it in there. Or over. I mean, you could, remember, the lighter the colors, the more lighter color is, the lighter it'll end up in the end. The more darker colors you use, the darker it will end, because when we put the wash on, right, because we're still going to put a wash on it at some point. It's looking all right. Multicam. First time following the Spectre Miniatures how-to, so a little more practice and using the right touch, and it looks like it'll work pretty well. Thank you. Thank you, Rasmus. I know he's going to Origins. June. June sometime. Hey, you're the convention coordinator. I am the technical person. Just saying. You just talk to people. Well, that's Historicon. This is Origins. So, smarty pants. Hope all of you out there, if you're not joining us live, we're looking at this later, are having a great week. Hopefully some of you guys are going to be able to get to UK Games Expo. Like we were saying before, it is an incredible show. It's definitely the UK equivalent to Gen Con. Not as big yet, but they're definitely getting there, wouldn't you say, Don? Yeah. So make sure you check them out. Week after next. Okay, so in 2 weeks, all right. All right. So what do you think? How's that look? Yeah. All right. So that's the multicam, a quick and down and dirty version of it. So I need to paint their helmets, and I think I'm going to go with a off green. So we're going to go with NATO green. I'm using NATO green from the Team Yankee paint set, the bullet paint. Sucker for these things. It's just bullet paints make everything cooler. All right. Let's paint some helmets, shall we? Can you see it? It'll tone down once I wash it. That is a very green NATO green. Probably should have gone with the Cobra green. It's alright. It'll look fine once I wash it down. Actually. Quite literally. Rasmus, did you get your house packed up yet for your big move? Note to self. Much easier to paint miniatures out of vehicle. Just saying. The struggle is real. Awesome. Congrats. So I saw, speaking of Drop Fleet, I think I saw TT Combat announce some new releases or a new campaign book for Drop Fleet. That's really green. That's really green. It's alright. We fix. No worries whatsoever. Oh. They look like what? Their heads have been flocked. Flocked? Ha! You're funny. Says yes, battle for Earth and both zones, including Volume 2 of the rules and fleet new units. Oh, be interested to hear from you what you think of the next edition of the rules, if they're improved any. Dawn, we got to build our fleets. Right? You've got painting to do. Dang it! Why do I got to do it? Well, then you build it all and I'll paint it. Uh-huh. I'll see how that goes too. Okay. Yeah, it went on a little too thick. All right. Well, I'm going to let those dry up because I'm going to have to do a little close handwork to clean them up. And it'll be a little hard under camera because I got to get down and dirty in there, but that's all right. We'll get them all cleaned up nice. And yeah, but the multicam looks all right. Looks all right. It's coming along. Definitely taking my time on this one. Okay, so let's talk airbrush for a minute. I'll move that off to the side. Yesterday, I received this. If you look in the wide cam, you can see the whole pouch. This is from the Badger 55th anniversary, not 55th anniversary, 55th birthday sale that happened right around Christmas time, and I finally got my second of the two I ordered yesterday. It took them that long to assemble and ship them out because they assemble them all themselves. So this is the Extreme Aero 105, adjustable. You can see right there. And if I can get the cap off, there's the nozzle right there. Double action. So it seems like a very nice airbrush. It's got a very small ink cup, which is fine if you compare it to my Iowata. Here is my Iowata here. If you look in the wide cam, this is the Badger. This is the Iowata. You are funny tonight. I'm funny every night. Yep. Keep thinking that. So at some point I'll actually use it. I don't have the hose set up for it. It wouldn't take me but a second, but I don't know what I would spray with it right now. So we'll do it on another hobby night, and we'll do a full review of the Badger airbrush on that. However, I was going to do a little something different. Well, I had two things in mind. How are we doing on time? What time is it? It is 7:43. 7:43. All right, we're going to keep this one down to an hour. So we'll, we've got about 20-ish minutes left. So as you've seen before, I have these micro armor. This is 3 mil from Pico Armor. These are a squadron of M1s, Abrams. And then I have a whole bunch more Pico Armor that I picked up at Little Wars 2 years ago now, Don? I think. Yep. We just missed it again. Yeah. So I have some A10s. A whole smear of A10s. I think I have a whole squadron. So I have those. And let me get my spectacles because aging sucks. I also have in here, this is a sample pack. Some of this in here is a sample pack that I ordered. However, I also have Apaches.
Rasmus says, one thing I need to set up is an airbrush station, and that is a lot of A10s. You have A10 envy, Rasmus?
Right? A10 Envy. So this is my quest to play Team Yankee at a smaller scale. Now, the question was, do I go with 3 mil or do I go to 6 mil? What do I do with my 6 mil tanks? Stand by. Stand by. The amazing technology where I can wander the hobby room as I look for shit. Aha. So I have some 6 mil. Here. I'll pop open one of these. These are from GHQ. These came with the Kickstarter for Sherman Leader from Dan Verson Games, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'll get this guy out here. And this looks like a tank destroyer. So that is a 6 mil, and I might even have a tank destroyer in 3 mil. Maybe not. No, because I ordered a modern pack. But as an example, here is a T. Is this a T62, I think, or T55? 3 mil. Here, let me bring it in the closer cam so you can see. 3 mil. 6 mil.
It's a baby tank.
So we could play Team Yankee in little 3 mil. Here's M1s, or in a Hellcat. I think this is a Hellcat, if I'm not mistaken. In 6 mil. So what do you guys think? 6 mil or 3 mil? I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking about. So I have all these A10s. I think we're going to go 3 mil because you have some really good ranges. And could you imagine a 6x4 table with 3 mil tanks all over it? That might be crazy. Be a lot of real estate, be real ranges. Where is the gym when you need him? So that's what I'm thinking of doing. I don't know. I do like the detail on the 6 mil though. But you can get hundreds of 3 mil tanks for next to nothing. So I don't know. And then, like I said, I have Apaches. I have Heinz.
Rasmus says, go 3 mil.
Go 3 mil. And I have more Heinz. I have Heinz here. And I have more Heinz here. Why do I have so many Heinz? Did I buy that many Heinz? I must have. Alrighty. So I got all my Apaches, my A10s. I've got some Russian Soviet armor. Yeah, this is all Soviet armor. And here's even little 3 mil infantry guys right there.
Yeah, they are.
So that would be easy to paint. You just dab a little color on them, wash it, call it done.
I could probably paint those.
You probably could paint those because really, for the Russian ones, you would use a Russian brown, a wash, and be done with it. I mean, you really can't get too much detail in those. I mean, even if I put my magnifiers on, and I'll go to dual magnification, there is not much for detail. So it'd be kind of a waste. You could do brown and then do a little black line for the weapon, but that's pretty much about all you could do on these guys. So, and then I have some other ones that are in a prone position here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, it's mostly armor, BMPs, BTRs, Soviet armor 72s, or these aren't 72s. These are probably, if I had to guess, T62s. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Jim would know if he was here, but Jim's not here. That's okay. But we are glad Rasmus joined us tonight. So the SITREP podcast is out. If you're a Patreon subscriber, it's out for early release. So Rasmus, hopefully you got a chance to listen to it. It is up on Patreon early release. Otherwise, it goes wide release tomorrow. Um, this will be our last podcast before our summer break. We have one more episode of the Ops Center for next Wednesday is what we're shooting for, because you guys have the boot camp over in Ireland next weekend. So we're going to get that out, and then we're going to go on break, and then we're going to just do some impromptu live streaming here and there through June. And then in July, we'll start up with regular podcasts again. I'm going to probably do some more War Game Red Dragon at some point. I'll do some Close Combat Modern. I actually had somebody request that I do Ultimate General Civil War. I know it's outside of our scope of gaming, but since it's our summer break, we can do whatever we want, and I might do that. So, Rasmus, you have fun getting your new house. We're going to actually wrap up the show tonight a little early. It's a little hot up here. Dawn's dying. She's actually melting. And we were going to come back, and I'm going to cover some Micro War in the season 3 of the podcast. We're going to talk about Hind Commander, which is a rule set that I picked up with these Pico armor, and we'll probably get a demo game or a Let's Play, a CQB of that at some point. And then we're going to do Spectre. We're going to film Spectre on the demo board, and then we're going to do some Skirmish Sangan. I know Chris is working on that, so we got a lot of stuff coming up. Cool?
Cool.
All right. Well, for Dawn and myself, we're out. We will see you guys later. And you guys take care. And Dawn, if you just hit the transition on the OBS, that's your left screen. Left screen. Transition. Up. Up. Middle. Where it says transition.